I'm sure you wouldn't dream of such a thing, Mrs. Parenti.
But you're not sailing with this Dutch ship, Mr. Baxter.
Yeah, I am, I know.
But the Annie Louise comes today with my Captain Ferguson. Oh, he's the best of all Captain. He takes you back very quick.
Before the Annie Louise sails, I'll be halfway back to Bradford.
But you have not reserved the accommodation on this Dutchman.
Money talks, Mrs. Parenti. You should know that. Cheerio.
Oh, always it is the same. Always there is a war to start. Last year it was the same, and the year before. Always just when the best of the season commences.
Many of Germans are going on board.
The British boat she come today, you can take her.
Yes, but it will be days before she'll leave.
Is there any accommodation on board?
Niente, madame.
Wait here, my man. Let me see, what's your number? 75. 75. Excuse me, please. I beg your pardon. Excuse me, can I get the gateway, please?
The Annie Louise will be in this afternoon, Signor.
Grazie, signora.
If there is war, I wish to leave. Do you think I can take an English ship if there is war before it sails?
Excuse me, if this lady doesn't wish to catch the first boat, I do. I'm Miss Fleming of the Voice of Empire Society. I arranged with you on the telephone to... You are Mr. Carter, the English consul.
No, madam, just a moment. We can probably arrange accommodation for you on the Annie Louise, madam. Yes, madam?
Please, would you be kind enough to tell Mr. Carter that I'm here?
Hello? Oh, good morning, Herr Schwarzbach.
Everyone seems to receive attention here except British subjects. Oh, what do you mean by leaving my luggage unattended like that?
The Dutch ship I think he has gone, madame. I think you have missed it.
You see, your devotion to foreigners has made me miss this ship.
You needn't worry yourself, Mrs. That ship was full of took friends. I offered Chief Purser 5 ready cash. He just laughed in my face. Here, what about this Annie Louise?
It'll be in sometime today. Just a moment, everybody. All those wishing to sail on the Annie Louise, will they please enter their particulars over here?
I refuse to be fobbed off like this. Kindly find Mr. Carter at once.
If at once, please.
We'll think about this as well right now. To think that for years I've delivered Lambton lectures all over the world on the efficiency of British institutions. And here I find a British consulate being run like a 10th-rate tea shop.
I told him you were just crazy to marry a uniform.
What did he say to that?
Just grunted. Of course, I said she's got to have a fine figure of a man inside her.
This door's supposed to be locked when that transmitter's out.
Must have blown open. I'm just trying to contact Annie Louise. Miss Carter has been helping me with some decoding.
Yes. I'm trying to find a word of 35 letters beginning with X.
Would xylophone help, Miss Carter?
No, I'm afraid not, Mr. Gray. Not long enough.
Well, 2 xylophones.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Not at all, Miss Carter. So you'll be glad to see, Mr. Wilson, that at least 2 members of the staff of His Majesty's Consulate have been acquitting themselves on this historic morning with characteristic British tenacity.
Yes. Do you know where your father is, Miss Carter?
At the club, I think.
Better not interrupt him, Wilson. He'll be playing chess.
Oh, also acquitting himself with characteristic British tenacity. The German consul, I suppose, as usual?
Well, it may be the last chance he'll get for a long time.
No doubt. You have decided to leave for England, Gray?
Canada's decided for me. First call up, Air Force Reserve.
Taking the Annie Louise, are you?
We are?
We're going to have quite a number of fellow passengers, I think.
That'll please Captain Ferguson. The last message I had from him, the old scoundrel refused to take passengers. He said he needed all his space for cargo.
If we order him to take passengers, he must.
Captain Ferguson doesn't like taking orders.
Well, then, we'll get in touch with the owners of the Annie Louise.
Unfortunately, there's only one owner now, Captain Ferguson himself, and he doesn't seem inclined to argue, not even in Morse.
Any news yet, Bert?
Yes, hands, knees, and bumpsy daisy.
We ain't going to stand for it, I tell you. We got a right to know what's going on in the world, ain't we?
L'enquête du monde, as the French say.
Better talk to the skipper.
Well, the lad's getting worked up. There's going to be trouble, I tell you.
Yes, Captain?
Are you expecting to hear over the noise of the ship on the sea? Turn it up a bit.
Aye, aye, sir. Turn it open.
easy on them black looks while I talk some sense into the old mule. It's a fine day we're having this morning, Captain.
Aye, a bloody it is, Daddy, and a bloody it is too. It's the exact words I was thinking myself, Captain. Exact words. It's as fine and precious, say, as ever I did set me 2 eyes on. And it's yourself that's got a fine trip to be sailing on such a sea, Captain. A darling ship. A darling ship. And it's a darling crew you got at that, Captain, if you treat them the right way.
She's a brawly ship, Terry.
Sure, Captain, but the boys of the crew were saying that if they
know
didn't
she's
know...
mine.
Sure she's yours. That's what the boys of the crew were talking about. And
That's right, they should appreciate the luck, too.
And who's talking about their luck? I'm trying to tell you what they're complaining. If you'd only hold that inconcentrating tongue you've got. There's some nonsense I'm talking about that you're up to. And if the boys of the crew that I'm talking about, and they're not going to sit down upon it another minute, that's what I'm complimenting.
Oh, so the boys think it's nonsense, do they? For me to give them a share of the profits of this ship, now that she belongs to me. They're complaining about it, eh?
Oh, it's nothing about the profits you promised, that we'll ever know if you put your hand in your pocket or not. It's the wireless nonsense I'm talking about. It's the news the boys are listening for. Now you got the band blaring the way they're not going to stand for. That's what I'm complaining about.
Well, you can go and tell the lads this. I'm not going to be bothered with a lot of nonsense about a world war that isn't going to happen. I heard it all last year, and the year before, and 6 months ago, and I'm not going to be pestered with it again.
I am speaking to you.
Sounds like old Calvert.
Oh.
See, Bert? Trying to stop us listening to our Führer. You'd get 10 years in Germany for that. Mess around gegen the Reich.
Ended the German government. The final news.
Now, wait a minute. I believe there's going to be some trouble. So it's a new wireless operator we've got. Mr. Trotsky himself. No doubt you ken the penalty for meeting me on the high seas.
What about the penalty of sailing the high seas with your wireless?
I can sail the high seas before wireless was invented.
regulations, 3,000.
And how many times have you broken the border trade regulations? And get well paid for it.
Because you own the ship, you think you're now blooming crew.
Any man who bought this ship will be going to Shut up! I've had enough from you about the Anna Louise. Get that dog turned back. You're very fond of private property when it comes to taking your share of the profits.
Yet I
It's
cannot
about time some of you fellas got to know on which side your bread was buttered.
anything different that I
Any more of this now, have you clapped in iron?
more
The
successful.
whole lot of you. Get out!
Very last, it would have been quite possible to have arranged a peaceful and honorable settlement between Germany and Poland.
Mr. Neville Chamberlain announced at 11 o'clock this morning that Great Britain is at war with Germany.
All'undici, il primo ministro della Grande Bretagna ha annunciato che un stato di guerra esiste mentre la Grande Bretagna è
Chamberlain
Germania.
gab heute Morgen um 11 Uhr bekannt, dass England Deutschland den Krieg erklärt habe. We will now play the first of the suite of the Nell-Gwyn dances.
Esperanto, la guerra declarato, un triangle terro e al mondo. Esperanto, nanti al mondo. Non vuole le pace, avevi nobile, il melorio mande. E dico tutte le cose, provibato, paletto, rimato, non fratello.
But George, the noise of the music of Wagner just hides the beauty which lies under.
Yes, completely.
Oh, you don't understand Wagner, George.
Your change, Mr. Carter. Thank you.
What you don't understand, George, is if you hide the beauty, it is 5 times more subtle. Listen, one moment, George. Morgen liege leuchten, da 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 di da da. And the clarinet. And now the oboe. But the beauty is in the fiddle.
Non vuole le pace, avevi nobile, il melorio mande. E dico tutte le cose, provibato, paletto. Non fratello, saresti la foto, excepti navale marchando.
The war has just begun, but Mr. Costa still pressures the enemy.
The war it is not began, Martino, until he reads the phone off his cable. Oh, Heinrich, give him a chance to finish the game.
Excuse me, I've an important message for Neumann.
That's all right, I got the same message from my governor.
Morgen, Herr Consul.
Morgen, Heinrich.
Good morning. Oh, hello, Jim.
Morning, sir. Guten Morgen, Herr Neumann. Wie geht's Ihnen?
Danke, ganz gut, Herr Gray. Wir bleiben hier.
Ja, Herr Consul. Wir wissen alle, dass Sie haben, Heinrich. Wir haben dasselbe. I don't think there's any need for us to creep into a corner either, sir.
No, I don't think so, Jim.
Your young man, George, he speaks a very good German. And very efficient he also is, considering he wasn't trained for the consular service. What was it you were in the Air Force, Mr. Gray? Was it a radio transmitter?
No, Fritz. It's a flying officer.
You're probably confusing me with Heinrich, Herr Neumann. You were a radio officer, weren't you, Heinrich?
Pardon?
Heinrich und Radio. George, one last word to you. You can get the gramophone records of the Meistersingers by the orchestra of Munich. And every night before you go to sleep, you play it once. And in a week, George, you will understand after. Mr. Carter?
Herr Neumann.
Well, sir, I suppose the first thing now is to deal with the Shaunder.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure we've got a cast-iron case.
Seems pretty clear to me, sir. The skipper is an ex-U-boat officer. Most of those barrels of wine she's loading are barrels of oil. We can prove that. I lay 1,001 if the police examine her to find she's completely equipped for the job. Using a nice little neutral port as a base for supplying submarines.
Inform the Admiralty and ask for instruction.
Right you are, sir.
Now, Martino, what's on the wireless?
It's a declaration of neutrality by the Chief of Police in all languages, sir.
And now I will tell you all the things which are strictly prohibited against the law. Firstly, no ship shall be permitted to enter or remain in any harbor of the state except merchant shipping for the local merchant trade. Secondly, no radio transmitter shall be owned by any person whatsoever except by the state, be it on this side or on that side or the other. Thirdly, no person shall distribute any form of propaganda or literature for any of the belligerents, whether for this side or that side or the other. Fourthly, no money, no briberies shall be paid by any of the belligerents to any citizen of the state of Esperanto. Fifthly, there shall be no profiteering or increase in prices or extra charges or fees under the pretensions that it is the international war. Sixthly, there shall be no speeches or lectures or singing or shouting or salutings or other hostile motions, whether it be from this side or that side or the other.
Habt ihr das gehört? Wir können nicht mal Nazis sein.
There shall be
Heidelberg!
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles,
Wait a minute. If Lass wants to sing, she'll sing, and so will I. On il clamo bautet, on il clamo bautet, on il clamo bautet.
Neutralité! I must very much warn you, Mr. Carter, that it is very much protested by the German Council that you have not the control over your nationality here.
The lady with the flag. No sooner we stop her than we find this notice on the notice board of the Hotel Adult.
Miss Priscilla Fleming will present her celebrated lantern lecture, The British Message, at 8 o'clock this evening. The most extreme of propaganda, Mr. Cartier.
I shall warn her, Your Excellency.
You will take the full list, Mr. Cartier, and warn them all.
At the same time, Your Excellency, you might take the German consul our list against the activities of his nationals here.
Well?
Oh, they're much more serious. In fact, 1 page more.
I will deal with this at once. Attention! Reversa! Acta!
The German consul getting under your skin there.
The usual practice in time of war, my dear. We have to make things as unpleasant as we can for each other. Oh, is that the Shonda, Princess?
Yes.
The fuss they make about petty infringements of the neutrality.
Yes, and all the time there's a submarine supply ship right under their noses.
Has the German consul protested against our transmitter?
We gave him the hint that we knew he had one, too. You ready?
Yes.
What's that?
We're going down to the harbour master to see if he has any news of the Annie Louise.
Jim. Hilly. Yes? I'm afraid you must give up this idea of going there.
There?
But I thought we'd settled that argument, sir.
Yes, but the situation has changed, rather. Of course, as far as your getting married is concerned, there's no reason why you shouldn't get married here.
How has the situation changed? That message I decoded?
Ellen, there's something I want to talk to Jim about. Will you excuse us, please?
No.
Helen, it's a matter of business.
I'm sorry, Father. None of it's about that.
What are you getting at, Helen?
It's what Dad is getting at. Father, you're not going to send Jim on this suicide trip, are you?
Helen, what I have to discuss with Jim is no concern of yours. Will you kindly leave us? Very well. Jim, this is from the Admiralty. They want you to smuggle yourself aboard the Chandon with the transmitter, navigation instruments, etc.
But where does it say that they want Jim to do it?
Please. The idea is this, Jim. When the Chandon sails, you will chart her course as accurately as possible, hidden amongst the cargo. Then the first time she heaves to outside territorial waters, you will transmit a simple signal and the approximate position of the ship.
I see. And up come the submarines for the supplies, and up come the Navy to blow them to blazes.
That's right.
Not forgetting to blow the Sharon up to blazes at the same time.
Well, naturally, but... Well, of course, they'll see that you're picked up all right.
Yes, if he isn't blown up with the ship. And always supposing that he isn't spotted when he's getting aboard. Or the crew don't find him after they've set sail. Or the wireless operator on the Shandon doesn't pick up the signal.
Darling, I know the risks, but Jim is the only person who can possibly chart that course.
But, Father, they say that they'll send a man out here themselves.
Well, unfortunately, the Chandon sails on the 8th. It'll be quite impossible to get a man here by then. Well, Jim?
No, Father. We're going back to England. Nothing can stop us now.
But, Helen, you know how important it is to get rid of these U-boats. A certain amount of risk has to be taken.
It isn't just because it's dangerous. You'll be in the Air Force, and that'll be dangerous enough. But it isn't suicide.
Darling, you're taking this thing far too tragically.
No, I'm not. I knew when I decoded that message that the man would have no chance at all. But I never dreamt it might be you.
I'm sorry, Helen. I never imagined you'd take it like this. You're perfectly right. I quite understand. I'll have it with Anna Louise. Now run along, get fixed up. I'll manage something. But somehow.
If the Sharon is sailing on the 8th...
She'll be back. We'll be able to get a man here for her next trip.
What's that double, Annie Louise?
Captain, Annie Louise!
Captain, Annie Louise.
Did I tell you? The Captain Ferguson. He never not come so much he loved me.
By God, Mrs. Brandy, I was just beginning to doubt it. Fill it up again.
Doubt it? You doubt the Captain that he loved me?
Oh, no. I was just beginning to think he wasn't coming.
Ha ha, but Rosa, she knows. He's in the car, see. Filippo, sir, Mr. Baxter. I get my new Montilla. When you say perhaps he'll not come, Rosa, she know he come.
Captain Ababidi. Through British steamship Annie Louise. Torpedoed by German submarine. 1:15 this afternoon, post meridian.
Dato! Piano Louis! Torpidete!
Allez, Marcel, allez, Louise. Prends une torpidette. Torpidette. Pablo! That's Louise. Torpidette. Allez, Louise. Torpidette. Madame. Anna Louise. Gonna torpidette.
Eh?
The Annie Louise. She is torpedoed by Germano Savarino.
Torpedo? Don't?
Questo farà, Capitan Ferguson.
That's not right, madame.
I see the German consul has made another move since this morning.
Yes, sir. The Annie Louise has been torpedoed, sir.
What? The Annie Louise, you're quite sure?
Yes, sir.
I cancel my dinner, will you?
Yes, sir.
Here. By the stepping place, please. Here, this way. What's it done? Allez, Marcel, Anna Louise. Torpidette. By the stepping place, please. Kinder. Allez, Marcel, Anna Louise. Falling torpidette.
This old man, right? A deliberate sinking in pura naturalibus.
Sunk at 1:15 this afternoon. What do you mean by declaration of war? We're going to declare war on the blooming Nazis. That's what we mean.
Sir, you said it was at 1:15 of the Greenwich clock you have been sunk.
That it was. Us had pennies from Evanon at the time.
But gentlemen, war, it was declared at 11 of the Greenwich clock this morning.
What's that got to do with... Hey, what's that nonsense you're talking? There's a ratty war on already. Didn't even wait for seconds to get out of the ring.
Well, what do you expect from the blooming Nazis?
So there was a war on all the time. And we thought the torpedoing was a peaceful act that we could get fine compensation out of. It's a few lessons in civility and peacefulness that I'll be after teaching them agitating the skivers when I get these two fists of mine on the top of them.
But you're an Irisher, and Ireland, she's neutral.
What's that you say? There's a war on, you say Ireland's not in it at all? Captain, hear what he says. There's a fight on and Ireland's not in it. Anyway, there's this to be said, Captain. She was a darling ship. A darling ship. And proud she'd be to be buried in the graveyard of the sea, and not on that rust-ridden heap of a scrapyard where, but for the grace of Providence, she should never have been taken out of.
Oh, my Capitan Ferguson. Oh, you are here, you are safe. I think you have drowned with your ship. But your clothing, they are all wet. But Capitan, you will drown with the cold. But, Capitan, your clothing...
Why are you running your legs off for a man who can't bear half the sight of you?
But he will catch the fever from the wet. Capitan, go into the hostel, and I'll bring the dry clothing for you.
Yes, Annie Louise, at 1:15 this morning.
That sinks us, too.
Pardon? Have you an appointment? Did you expect me to make an appointment in the middle of the ocean with a waterlogged boat? But Mr. Carter's engaged. All right. Please.
Whatever you say, Miss Fleming, you must curb your patriotic zeal. Otherwise, I shall be compelled to... Ferguson, I'm engaged.
I've got a formal pronouncement to make here, Mr. Carter.
You're Captain Ferguson of the Annie Louise.
Eh?
Ah, I'm returning to England in your ship, Captain. We shall see what they think there of my patriotic zeal. The moment I arrive, I shall have the whole question of British consular appointments raised in the House of Commons. Good night, Captain.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't stop it.
Oh, that's quite all right. Have Gray and my daughter come in yet?
Not yet.
Well, please tell Gray directly he comes in, I want to see him. It's about that stuff in Bonn. I want to send a cable off tonight.
Couldn't I do it, sir?
I want to see Gray.
Are you ready to give me a wee bit of attention now?
Oh, yes, of course, Ferguson, about your ship. I must express my regret. I'm very sorry.
There's no need for diplomacy, Mr. Carter. You never liked the Anna Louise any more than you ever liked me.
What is it, Ferguson? I suppose you want to give me details of the sinking. I shall want them, of course.
War was declared at 11 o'clock this morning. But I've decided it wouldn't serve any useful purpose if I were to prove that the Anna Louise was sunk before then, which I very easily could prove, mind you.
Well, I never doubted your powers of proof, Ferguson.
But I've decided to act within the strict letter of the law.
What's the trouble? The Anna Louise not insured against war risks?
And for why should I insure against war risks when there wasn't a war?
Oh, we don't generally wait till we're dead before we insure our lives, do we?
Well, insurance or no insurance, every man is entitled to full compensation against those that plunders and demolishes his property.
That's true.
Well, the Anna Louise was my property, wish you know, and I'm entitled to full compensation. This morning I had a ship. Now I haven't got one. All I've got is this.
Yes, I quite understand. It must have been a tragic blow for you, but I really don't see what sort of compensation you'd expect me to get for you.
That's the pronouncement I've come to make to you. I've had a good look round here, and I see there's only one German ship by the name of the Sharendorf.
What?
Oh, she's not to be compared to the Anna Louise, mind you. But she's the only one, so I've decided to make do with her.
To make do with her?
As my compensation. Me and my crew will slip away with her the first chance we get, and off to sea with her.
Am I to understand that you propose to steal the Sharendorf?
I didn't say anything about stealing. I'm a believer in the strict letter of the law, and I want things put on a proper basis. That's what I'm here for, to instruct you to give the Board of Trade authorities formal notification of the change of ownership of the Sharendorf. And naturally, I expect you as British consul to treat my intentions with the utmost secrecy. Oh, and by the by, while you're about it, you might notify the Admiralty as well.
Ferguson, sit down.
Oh, aye. You'll want to hear all the facts about the sinking of the Anna Louise.
Ferguson, I'm afraid your interpretation of the law is, well, what shall I say, slightly misconceived.
The Germans robbed me of my ship, and all I want is a German ship in her place. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a ship for a ship. Is that what you call a misconceiving of the law, Mr. Carter?
Now listen, this ship happens to be in a neutral port, and to do what you suggest would be a violent breach of neutrality.
It isn't a neutral ship I'm aiming to take, Mr. Carter. It was the Germans that sunk the Anna Louise, and the ship I want is a German ship.
I don't care what ship it is. If you take it from a neutral port, you'll involve myself and the British government in a very serious situation.
I don't see why the British government should grumble if I had a German ship to the British merchant fleet. They're at war with Germany, are they not?
We've got a pressing visitor for you, Captain Ferguson. Want to see me, sir?
Oh, I worry because I didn't find you. I didn't know where you had gone to. And your clothing, which are so wet.
Oh, have you no sense of modesty at all, woman? Often must I tell you, I've got no more intention of joining your 5 husbands than I have of flying a kite.
You always say 5. It's only 4.
It doesn't matter if there was only 50. Give it enough for any decent woman. What do you mean by letting this woman in here when I'm on business?
I never argue with a lady, Captain.
But I'm so afraid. I know when you lose the Anna Louise what a blow it is for you. I'm afraid what you do.
A fat lot you thought about the Anna Louise. I remember the day the owners ordered it to the scrapyard like you'd throw away an old tin can. And what did you do when I asked you for a wee bit of a loan to save her?
But the Anna Louise, she always takes you away from here.
And always brought me back again. Worse luck. But I saved her in spite of you. I end with perfectly legitimate trade at that. And it's for perfectly legitimate trade I'm intended to take this German ship.
Right, but the trouble is that this German ship isn't perfectly legitimately yours.
That's what I came to notify you about, isn't it? Well, you better see to it, or you'll find the question of British consular appointments raised in the House of Lords as well.
Oh, but Capitan! Capitan! Oh, he's not making himself trouble, Mr. Carter.
About 10 years in jail, that's all. However, there might be a way of saving him, if you're willing to help.
Oh, I do everything you wish, Mr. Carter. He must not have the jail. So much he loves me.
Yes, right. Do you mind waiting there for a moment?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Carter. Thank you.
What's the old boy up to? Pitching the shot, though.
Yes, he thinks he's entitled to it. Now, Jim, you know that the Anna Louise has been sunk.
Yeah.
That means that you won't be able to sail.
There'll be another ship soon?
What, before the 8th?
Still want me to do that job?
Well, Jim, it's got to be done. After all, you know there's nobody else.
What about Helen?
Yes, I know. I thought perhaps we could tell Helen that the Shandorf will be sailing at a later date than the 8th.
How about making it the 13th? Just for luck.
All right, Jim, if that appeals to you, let's make it the 13th. We could let her decode a fake message from the Admiralty saying that they can easily get a man here before then. I don't like that sort of thing, but...
How are you going to stop Captain Ferguson getting in first?
Oh, well, that's where we can use this Preventi woman. She can put the German crew wise to Ferguson's little tricks. Then, with any luck, Jim, while they're busy stopping him, you get your chance to get aboard. 2 birds with 1 stone, eh? Come in, Madam Preventi.
She's got steam up again.
She's had steam up 3 times this week. They don't want nobody to know which day they're going to leave. Quo vadis, as the Italians say.
What's the good of steam up when they stick aboard and never give us a chance?
We should have tackled them on Tuesday when there was only 15 of them aboard. What's 15 blooming noses?
Sorry, Captain. Still, jeder Mann in die Kantine.
Oh, well. Rosa says she's expecting a lot of them in today, so perhaps we'll get a chance to sneak on this time.
Hanging around day after day, thinking any crew would leave their ship just for the pleasure of you taking it. Your alarm will be all over the place before you can start one blade of the propeller, you.
Ah, you stick to your neutrality, Terry, and leave this to men that are not afraid of a fight.
Afraid is what you say?
With your tongue coming in.
Is that it, boys?
Yeah.
Same for them.
Good afternoon. Filippo, bricks a lager?
Doch nicht. Good afternoon, brother. Wie geht's dir?
Also, la manciana. Da war eine Kersto. Ach,
Oh, maybe Rosa was right about a lot of them coming.
Keep your tongue quiet. Some more of it.
Hello, Rosa. You did not expect so big a party, eh?
The bigger the party, the better the business. That contra. Excuse, please, I get the schnapps. Soon all the Germans are here. Then you watch for the signal through the little window hole. Then I deal out my fortune cards on the counter, and when I pick up the 3 cards, like that, that is the signal. Yeah?
Yeah.
The crew of the Annie Louise are all here, as I tell them. Then we will kill the 2 birds with the 1 stone, as Mr. Carter said. Yes?
Yeah.
Poor Capitan. I do not want to cheat him. I must save him from the jail. So you go up through the window and sail away with the chanteur? Yes?
Yeah.
Ah, you do not need worry, Mr. Gray. I work for you. I'm a clever woman, yes?
No.
Then, there is nothing more for us to say.
No?
Nothing, you think. What of the cash and the carry? Thank you, sir.
Filippo, yeah?
I'll tell you what it is. They intend sailing today, and they're here to have a final jollification. We're bound to get away with it now, lads.
Sure, 7 years of it, if it's a day.
Ah, there's nobody asking you to risk that brawny little skinny yours. You stay here with your Irish neutrality. And I hope it'll be 7 years before you find a ship to take you out of it.
You can talk as fast as you like about the Irish neutrality. But I'm sticking to it, I'll tell you. If I gotta fight the whole world to do it.
Oh, so glad I am to see you, Capitan. Santana. I have the special schnapps for you. I guess you come today.
How did you guess, Madame Pirenti?
Perhaps I see it in my fortune card, Capitan.
Well, I think we could take a chance now. Count them.
This is my cantina. This is the end of the month. And the king of clubbing is you. And they all come out together. So.
Listen, lads. We mustn't all rush out together. We'll go out with twos and threes, casual like. Me and Fred will go first. And Joe will go for the engine.
Here. I'd like to be put right on the legal side. Kind of noblesse oblige, if you understand what I mean.
Noblesse oblige. Fiddlesticks. I told you what the British consul said to me, didn't I? Go ahead. The whole country's behind you. What could be fairer than that?
Captain Ferguson! Why such a hurry, Captain? Won't you have a drink? You and your crew?
Well, that's very kind of you indeed, Captain. But we're ordered to see the police and we're late already. Some other day, maybe.
Have to come with you, Captain? Madame will telephone the police. Have they come too? We go all aboard the Schandorf. How would that be?
And that's thanks to you, Rosa.
He's only paying for the drink, that's all. Well, there's only one thing we can do now. Set about them.
But there's only 10 of us, not counting Ned, and there's 20 of them.
What's 20 blooming noses?
You look after the doors, you'll see that nobody gives the alarm.
If only Terry would back us up, he'd be good for half of them himself.
Ah, well, better without him. Everybody mark a man for himself. And when I take up my hanky and blow my nose, set about them. We've got the advantage of surprise, if nothing else. You ready, Jack? Oh, well. You German fellas have a bonny sense of humour. We're just beginning to see the joke. And we hope very soon to show our appreciation.
I'm sorry, Captain, you spent so much time talking. We have much loading to finish. Achtung, trinken Sie aus. Schnell!
You drink with me, Capitan, yes? And the men of the crew also?
Come now, Captain. It's not gallant to turn up your nose at the invitation of a lady. Jedermann auf!
It wasn't it turning up my nose I was thinking about. I was thinking of blowing it.
Hallo, hallo, die Leute von der Karte.
Edmund!
Wie geht's denn?
Das ist Captain Ferguson. Captain Ferguson! Captain Ferguson! Wollte die Schandorf drauf! Wollte die Schandorf?
Where did this lot come from?
Must be another ship in.
Du, das ist der Kapitän Ferguson. Der wollte die Schandorf.
Unmöglich.
Ja, Herr Sultan, wir nicht. Ran off with a Schandorf. Unser Schiffte, Janny Louise was sunk, gesunken, nicht wahr?
You do not escape from the German Navy, but we escape from the British Navy. That's why we are here.
Didn't you have time to scuttle yourself?
Watch. When the night comes, we are out at sea again. And your Navy not so much as smell us.
Gotta be some boats enough to come out.
Come on, boys, let's clear. Go.
Besser, wir gehen auf. Die Männer von der Schandorf, gleich zurück an Bord!
Männer von der Großkap, gleich zurück an Bord.
Bloomin' hard luck, I calls it. Just when we was getting away with it. We'll still get away with it. How? You heard what they said? They're going to slip out again right after dark?
Well?
Oh, we're desperate. We're going to act desperate. Lads.
Zurück an Bord!
Was ist da los? Muss eine Schlägerei sein. Quick, quick! It is the Kapitän Petruson! They attack the Chandon! Die Chandon? Please! 10 Mann Bordfahrer bleiben hier, der Rest folgt mir.
That was a good 20 shillings worth. About half of them gone.
Was ist los? Ich weiß nicht, ich habe keine Ahnung, Herr Kapitän. Hören Sie, das muss Ferguson sein. Verstecken! Psst. Wir wollen ihn überraschen.
One of your own men.
Gestapo. What's that? Gestapo. Gestapo.
What does it matter what the poor man's name is? Oh, infringing in neutrality, are you?
Get down to the engines, Joe, quick!
Wir sind hier raufgekommen, weil wir dachten, Sie wären angegriffen.
Wir dachten, Ferguson käme im Dunkeln.
Das kann man doch nicht sehen, so.
Was ist los?
Ferguson ist auf der Grabgas, Kapitän.
Was? Los!
If it's the same law that sunk the Anna Louise, I know all about it.
What you do not know is the neutrality.
What harm am I doing to you and your neutrality? She's not your ship, is she? She belongs to them that sunk the Anna Louise. And now the Anna Louise is rightly revenged. Goodbye, Captain!
Neutrality! Neutrality!
Hey, Tom! You have that old ensign of the Anna Louise? Run it up, will you?
Sir.
That's fine. See if you can find something triumphant.
This will have serious repercussions for us, sir.
Well, it might have been worse. At any rate, we prevented him from making off with the Chandon.
The chief of the police. Where's Jim?
Gray. I believe he's gone over to the French consulate. Arranging accommodation on the French boat, I think.
Oh.
You know why I have called, Mr. Carter?
I'm afraid so, yes.
Yes. It is the stealing of the ship by the members of your subjects. It is the most extreme crime in the complete history of the neutrality.
Yeah, but you can't assume that I'm a party to it.
Party or no party, the German consul have informed us that their government will claim from us the fullest of compensation. This great money we claim at once from your government under the international law. Attention! Reversa! Acta!
Schnell, Heinrich, schnell! Wir müssen die Verbindung herstellen. Wir müssen diese Schiffe abfangen.
Ja, ganz recht, ich verstehe.
Oh, the British steamship Annie Louise II, sunk by German submarine 949, post meridian, 13 miles out.
From Hombre, abira!
Here, try to step in place, please.
Right about. No stepping off until we've straightened things out of it. You've no power to arrest a British subject on board a British ship. I'm staying here until you fetch the British consul.
That is not a British ship. That is the boat from the Gross Craft, which you have stealed.
I'm not talking about what she used to be. I'm talking about what she is now. British.
Look out, boys!
Hey, look.
You'll be crushed to a powder, man. Come on out of it.
If the police take me, they do it on their own responsibility. Captain, just press the running boat.
All right. That's our break, leader. Well, you've got your ship at last, Captain Fargus. $10,000, I see.
Dabba. Oh, all right. But I warn you, you'll have to answer to the British government about it.
Double, Captain! Oh, Capitan! Capitan!
Avanto! I'll not move another step until you get that treacherous woman out of the way.
Hey, Kip! Perhaps when I get hit, I may call it the jail. And you can have that drink, I promise you.
The Chandon has left, sir.
Thank you, Martina.
Chandon is Port Gagat, Herr Counsel. Danke, du.
Mr. Carter! Mr. Carter! Mr. Carter, I wish to speak with you.
All right, Martina. What is it, madam?
I wish to speak with you, please. It is of the Capitan. He's arrested by the police.
The captain? Oh, you mean Ferguson?
Yes. His ship is torpedoed and he comes back.
What?
Oh, he waits for you to save him, Mr. Carter.
Well, if he's going to wait for that, he's going to wait for a long time.
But the Capitan is a British man. Oh, Mr. Carter, I tell you all I know. The pamphlet of the propaganda which annoy you so much. I know who it is who print them, no?
You seem to be very well informed.
Yes, I help with the handling on of them.
What do you mean, say you're working for the Germans?
Yes. They pay the cash, I work for them. You pay the cash, I work for you also. It is the cash and the carry of the neutrality which I must keep.
Charming.
Oh, but what do you do for the Capitan?
There is nothing I can do for him, madam, even if I wanted to.
Oh, if you think you do that with me, you make a mistake. I'll show you what I can do. You will take the Capitan's part. I will show you what I can do.
That Fiorenti woman. I very nearly had to fling her off the car. Ferguson's in jail, apparently.
Yes, sir, I know.
Well, she'll probably follow me here. If she threatens to tell the German consul about what we've been up to, inform the police of the German transmitter. Insist upon them confiscating it immediately. They must not be able to warn the Chandon. Is my daughter in?
I don't know, sir.
I promised Gray to talk to her directly the Chandon sailed. Oh, Wilson, it might be just as well to give this Fiorenti woman the impression that I'm already in touch with the police about Ferguson.
Yes, sir.
Might keep her quiet for the time being.
Hello there.
Hello, darling.
It's the Meistersingers. I found it there. The German consul's converted you to Wagner, eh?
There's something I want to talk to you about.
What is it?
Now, there's no need for you to be alarmed. I want you to realize that there was absolutely no alternative.
I see. You're going to tell me that Jim should do this Schandorf job after all.
No, my dear, I'm going to tell you that he's already doing it at this moment. We deceived you about the date. The sailing was not postponed until the 13th, as we led you to believe. She has sailed, the original date, this evening. As you know, there was no time to get another man here, so I asked Jim to bring. And he accepted in the right spirit. He did exactly what I should wish any son of mine to do. And I do hope that you...
Evening, sir. Sorry I haven't made one for you, sir, but I've plenty mixed. Perhaps you'll have this one.
Exactly what happened?
Happened, sir? Oh, the little sea trip. I didn't tell you, Helen, but there was some talk of my leaving here for a short time. Or a long time, as the case might be. I decided not to go, sir.
Just that. You decided not to go.
Yes. Won't you have this, sir?
You knew what was at stake. You knew that this ship was being used to supply enemy submarines. You know that we have ships out there and men ready to give their lives, if necessary, to get rid of them. All waiting for a signal from you. And yet you coolly tell me that you decided not to go. Just like that.
No, Dad, I refused to let him.
You weren't even aware of it.
Yes, I was. I suspected it, and I tricked him into telling me.
But you believed the ship wasn't sailing till the 13th. The man was being sent here before then.
Oh, no, I knew it. I told Jim that if he did it, I'd tell the police about the Shandoff and have it interned. And that'd be the end of it.
Why all this eyewash, Helen? There's no need for any excuses.
You think not, Jim. I shall have to send in a report. What on earth am I going to say? That the man who undertook this job got scared at the last moment? However I put it, that's how it's going to sound.
You did agree to do it then?
Well, it seemed at the time that...
And you haven't done it. What stopped you?
I understood, Helen, that you had some objection to my doing it.
I'm asking you, what stopped you? I didn't. You succeeded in keeping me in the dark, so I couldn't. What did stop you?
You just decided not to go, that's all.
You just funked it.
I see. So you really didn't have any objection?
I never thought you wouldn't have the courage.
What you really mean, Helen, is that you still think it would have been suicide. It's quite right, noble for you to prevent my committing it. But quite mean and despicable for me to decide for myself.
But if you thought it was right and noble for you to do it, surely it was mean and despicable to back out of it.
You think so too, Helen?
Where's the transmitter?
It's downstairs.
And perhaps you will send a message to the ships that are waiting for your signal, saying that the plan has miscarried. How you care to explain it, I leave to you.
Mr. Carter,
And you might add that the Shandoff will probably be back within the next 2 weeks. We should like a man sent here with the necessary qualifications. All the necessary qualifications.
Madame Parenti, she's very difficult, sir.
Have you told her we're in touch with the police on Ferguson's behalf?
She wouldn't believe me, sir.
I will not have this cheating. What you talk together for? So that you can pretend to me that you...
Just in time for a drink, Rosa.
So, he has not said with the Shandoff. I see in my little back room that he is not a man. All which he said to me is yes to me, no to me, yes to me. But Rosa, she had 4 husbands. She knows when a man is not a man.
What on earth are you talking about, madam?
That she knows when a man is not a man, that's all. Now, Mr. Carter, perhaps you will save the Capitan from the jail.
Why?
Because he is a man which is a man, which will do what you wish on the Shandoff when she comes back next time. And also, Mr. Carter, Rosa will keep her mouth closed with the German consul. Good night, Mr. Carter.
Hey! How long do you usually keep a man in jail here without giving him a fair trial?
Oh, sometimes 6 weeks, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 6 years. And the crime that you have committed is a very serious one.
Crime? 2 weeks ago I had a ship. Now I haven't got a ship. How can it be a crime to take away a ship from the vandalizers that stole the one that you had, eh?
Your country is in the war, Captain. And the ship you have taken is of the enemy, in the port of the neutral.
War? What's the war got to do with it? When the Anna Louise was sunk, I didn't even know war had been declared. Let them get on with their war. And I hope they enjoy it. And I hope you'll enjoy your neutrality as well. All I want is a ship from those that took my ship from me. There's no fair-minded judge in the world that wouldn't agree with me. And why are all my crew out on parole and not me?
It is the expense, Captain, to keep in the jail so many.
Expense?
There's not much expense here that I've noticed. You couldn't keep a cat on less. The first day I came in here, I never thought food could be worse.
And how you've managed to make it worse and worse day after day is beyond the comprehension of man. Well, there's one thing certain. You can't make it worse tomorrow. Oh, that woman here again.
Which makes him so strong, and which are so much better to taste. Ah, Capitan, I have the very good food for you.
Yeah, you're a persistent woman. But I'm well enough fed, thank you.
But you cannot always send me away. So much of the cheese you're fond of, and the wine, and the pie with the apple you like so much. All that I wish is I come in with you when you eat. Then we can have the talk. Yes? The beef, the cabbage, and the potato.
I've got nothing to speak to you about, Mrs. Parenti, that I know of.
Oh, I am sorry, Capitan.
But I didn't say there wasn't something that you might want to talk to me about.
Yes, yes.
All right, let the woman in.
You will go to the other end of the cell, Capitan? We don't wish any more of the fightings, please.
All right.
3 times already you have tried to escape.
Maybe you think the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I'm too old a bird to be caught like that, Mrs. Parenti. Put it down there. You haven't denied yet it was you that told the Germans what I was aiming to do. I ain't got well paid by them for it.
All I want is to save you. That's why I've come here to talk to you.
I can do all the saving I want by myself, thank you. Might have brought a wee bit of mustard while you were about it. Huh. And you can give up all idea of thinking I'm going to join that regiment of husbands that you've buried. I've only had to care for one thing. Or likely to.
But now you have her no more, Capitan.
No, I haven't got her anymore. The Germans took her from me. I know that. And I know I'll never see her again. But there's one thing I am going to see. If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to see that the Germans give me another ship in her place. Not that there'll ever be another like her. Take your clothes off. If I rub your shawl well on my head, I'll get away with it. You stand there at the corner with my clothes on. Nobody will notice it.
No, please, Capitan!
You saved me, didn't you?
No, not the clothing.
Ah, come on. There's no call for any false modesty from a woman that's had 9 bairns and 5 husbands. Get on with it. What was good enough for Bonnie Prince Shirley is good enough for me, and what was good enough for Flora MacDonald's good enough for any foreign woman.
No. But they catch you again. I tell you, I have a way to save you. Listen, please. Listen, Mr. Carter, he wants a man to sail on the Champ d'Off and make him get you out of jail to do it.
He's the very man that's trying to stop me from sailing away with her.
No, not to take it. To hide it, I think.
Hiding it? What for?
I don't know. All I know is the danger of it, because the other man was afraid. And I do not wish for you to have the danger, Capitan. What I want is Mr. Carter to take you out of jail. Then I cheat him and take you to a place where you can hide until it is safe.
I don't want to hide anywhere, any more than I trust you and Mr. Carter. Come on, get your clothes on.
No.
If it's your respectability you're worrying about, I'll turn my back. I'll throw my clothes over my shoulder. You do the same. I might have known it. All this blather about what you think about me, how you want to try and save me. And when it comes to the point, you show yourself up in your true color.
No, I want to save you, but not the clothing.
The same sweet Jezebel that smiled in the face of Samson. And all the time she was cutting off all his hair behind his back. Eh?
What you do, huh?
Take that woman away. And the next time I say I don't want to see her, take some heed of it.
I tell you, I had the idea to save you.
I'll rely on my own ideas. Can I trust you to tell that crew of mine that I want to see one of them?
Yes.
What about it, Farina? The doctor?
No, not that I've come by the mango.
You tell them it's urgent, and there's much to save their own skins as it is to save mine.
Nice-looking ship. Pity she's mixed up in such dirty business.
The pity is that she was allowed to continue it.
Have you finished that, Wilson?
Just a moment, sir.
Jim, have you advised the Admiralty that the Shandov is back?
Not yet, sir.
Oh, why not? You know that their man should be here by now.
They've already said he's in his way.
Oh, Jim, while we still have the honor of your services, you might attempt to carry out my orders with some measure of grace.
Helen, you can't keep this up forever.
I won't have to. I'll be going back soon, won't you? To join your squadron.
So I can clear out as soon as I like. I hope you never see me again. Do you think you really mean that, Helen?
You're not even ashamed of yourself.
Please. I want to see Mr. Carter, please.
It's all right with me. Go right in.
Ah. Good afternoon, Mr. Carter.
Madam Parenti.
That's quite all right. Well?
I have been to the jail to tell the Capitan what you wish him to do. Oh, I told him of the danger because the other men had the fear. And it made the Capitan very excited about it.
I don't quite follow you, madam.
The Shandov has come back, Mr. Carter.
Yes, but really, madam, you don't understand.
All I understand is that the Shandov sell out again tonight. And you want a man which is a man to sell with her.
Tonight?
Yes. I have already arranged for the cheating of the German sailors in my cantina at 8:30 of the clock, so the Capitan Ferguson can go on the board. All you have to do is to save him from the jail.
One moment, madam. How do you know that the Shandov is sailing tonight?
Ah, Rosa, she knows how to keep one of the ears open.
Yes. Don't go for a minute.
Sir, you're not seriously thinking of...
Well, who else is there if that ship is sailing tonight? After all, he is a first-class navigator. It's just a question of the radio signal when she heaves to.
Oh, but the Capitan, he knows everything of the working of the radio. He always said there is nothing on the ship which he cannot do himself, from the engine to the crow nest.
You say you've arranged something about these German sailors. What is it?
Very simple. Ask the Miss Fleming to give her lantern lecture in my cantina.
Miss Fleming?
Good heavens.
Well, you see, I tell the Germans to come and hear the English propaganda.
But you know how the police pester us about that lecture? Why, we've had to bribe every hall and cafe proprietor in the town to stop it, including yourself.
Well, after all, Wilson, we are between the devil and the deep blue sea.
And I think you choose the deep blue sea, yes? Good day, Mr. Carter.
I still see no sign of that full house you promised me.
Oh, they come, madame. Soon they come. Oh, voilà, voilà tout. Ah, d'accord. Oh, venez.
Oh, no, madame.
It is madame. Please come, Mr. Wilson.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You tell me at once when the Capitan comes.
Yes.
And no cheating, please. I watch very careful. You come before I say. You hurry quick, Mr. Wilson.
Keep away from this table. No one is allowed to come near my house. What is the meaning of this, madame?
The full house that you wish for.
It was expressly agreed that none of the enemy was to be allowed here tonight.
But who is my enemy? I am a neutral.
It was expressly agreed that no Germans should be admitted.
Oh, you think I'm going to have the police on me for propaganda? No, madame. I think we better have the lecture on the birds and the fish.
I'm authorized to give you half now.
No trouble for me. I have the British consul's word for that.
We shall see that you don't suffer for it.
All right, I'll do it.
And tell the captain to come round and tap on that window. You must make certain that he isn't seen.
Yes, sir. I think perhaps I go out of the window also. Hello? Yes? A typewriter? Yes, grey. Well, go on, read it.
Something about Jim?
Yes?
What is it about Jim?
He's gone aboard the Shandov himself. Now, listen, whatever happens, we must keep that woman quiet until the boat has sailed. Tell the Ferguson directly he turns up that the Shandov is too heavily guarded to get him aboard.
Suddenly made him do that.
Well, think of something, whatever it is. It wasn't sudden. He left a letter there. He never transmitted a message asking for a man to be sent here. Ha! Nice mess he's got it into.
All you think about is the trouble it might cause you. The mess it's put you into. Don't give a moment's thought to the risk that Jim is running.
I'm sorry, my dear. I didn't mean
I
to.
drove him to it.
Oh, no. That's nonsense.
He thought I didn't care what happened.
Oh, you poor darling. Well, all we can do now is to see that he doesn't run any greater risks than is necessary. I must inform the police about that German transmitter, so they'll have no means of informing the Shandov or the submarine that he's aboard. Whether we can keep this Ferguson mix-up under control. Hello?
Look out! Hurry up, quick, they're coming!
Captain Ferguson, what you do, huh?
Come on, did it take all night?
Oh, wait a minute, Captain Ferguson!
Follow me!
I'll take you for the consul!
I'll drain the life out of you! Baraka! Heave! 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 Come on, boys, heave over there! Heave! Haul away, lads! Haul away! Baraka! Stop! Heave!
He's not come yet.
No, madam.
Things yours? Such a pity you didn't give us your birds and your fishes, Miss Fleming. I think you'd better call the police now to take over in case you start your little lecture when we have gone.
And very much thanks to you. Very good British propaganda.
Ah, bonsoir, madame. Do you think we never come back, huh?
Vous allez français, oui?
You can't stay here. No, you come back tomorrow, yes? I give you much drink.
And if I stay here, we stay here also. Quelqu'un voulez-vous bien?
Allez, maintenant.
Die Männer von der Shandov! Legt euch an Bord!
No, stop!
get you, Captain. We teach you to respect neutrality.
Haven't I told you you can keep your neutrality? What do I want with it?
Do you know nothing of the law?
Ha! An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a ship for a ship. That's as good as any law you've got in this country. Ah! Evening, Captain. Hey, you didn't come to the jail and give me the drink you promised me. But no doubt I'll find plenty in your cabin. Aye!
And a silent farewell to the lot of you.
Hey, leave that ensign where it is, Tom. We had our lesson last time. We'll leave that double cross flying there till we get well away.
Well, Mr. Cutter, what do you say now? Twice it is the most serious breach of the neutrality.
What on earth are you talking about?
Silence, please. Soon we have the proof that you have the full complicity in this. In the meantime, this office is closed. You leave on the French boat with our most vigorous protest to your government and the fullest of compensation for us.
So what's the trouble?
It's Ferguson, sir. He and his crew sailed off for the Schandorf.
What?
Huh. Attention! Reversa! Acta!
Your Excellency, if this ship heaves to, she'll be blown to pieces. I beg you to allow us to send them a message over your national radio.
You ask Esperanto to send for you a message over our national radio for the belligerents? Saprito, you want to drag us into this war? No, no.
Yeah, ain't about time we run up the old ensign. That bloomin' thing's turning the milk sour. In a minute or two, I'll tell you when. Get on the main deck.
Ha! There's nothing like a good sausage for breakfast. Dies faustus, as the Latins used to say.
Yes, no German ersatz about these. Good Esperanto sausages, these is.
See, Davis, neutral or civilian, it's all the same to an empty belly. Hey, all hands on deck.
What for?
Don't know, skipper's orders.
Hurry up, lads. Come on, gather round. Everybody.
Here, what are we leaving to for, Skipper? It was on this spot, nearly 2 weeks ago, that we saw the last of the Annie Louise. Well, there's not much sentiment to spare amongst the lot of you, but in the case of the Annie Louise, I'd like you for once to show a wee bit of... What's the matter with this thing here? Turn it down a bit better. It's hard enough for the lot of you to show any solemnity without this racket going on. You all know what the Annie Louise meant to me. The day the owners decided to throw her on the scrap heap, I'd sailed the best part of 20 years with her. And you all know what it meant for me to save her. And what a proud voyage it was, the day when she was mine at last. Little did I think that that first voyage would be at last. Get the old ensign ready, Tom. It was on this very spot. I was standing here watching her nose through the swell. The happiest day of my life. When all of a sudden, what do I see? Over there to starboard. That submarine. I stood there watching her, little thinking of the bitter pill she'd prove herself to be. I didn't even know a war had started. For all I knew, she was coming up to give us a friendly salute. I can see her now as plain as on the day and minute that it happened. I can see her. Look, lads, look! The devil take them! Over there as well! side. I'll tell you what it is, lads. We've pinched the supply ship this time. Away below and get into those uniforms. You talk a bit of German trade, take charge. And hey, not one word from any other man amongst you. Wait until they get aboard and then set about them. Joe, get the engine started.
Kapitän Traumer. In einem Moment. Sie sind hier, Herr Kapitän.
Was machen Sie hier?
Was?
Von welchem Teil Deutschlands kommen Sie? Er kommt aus Hannover, Herr Kapitänleutnant. Er ist ein richtiger Narr. Kannst du nicht ordentlich reden? Er hat Angst, dass Sie uns vielleicht torpedieren.
Ach so. Ich dachte, er wäre ein Polak.
Unser Kapitän erwartet Sie.
Na, jetzt wollen wir mal einen trinken, nicht?
Warum nicht?
Aber wenn Sie fertig sind, kommen Sie nach.
Na ja. Was haben Sie in Esperanto gemacht?
Hey, wir haben in der Kantine, verstehen Sie? You know, drinking and so on, old Mother Parenti's place.
Das ist ein Engländer!
aboard. Hey, there's a British crew aboard. What? Right over.
By the stepping place, please. We're not coming ashore until you fetch the British consul. There's a few points of international law I'd like to settle first.
Ah, Captain Ferguson, we salute you.
Pull in, lads. There's the British consul.
Capitan, in the name of the state of Esperanto, we greet you. In you we salute the spirit of Christopher Colon. By the taking of the German ship from our harbor, you have saved us from interning her at the great expense for the whole time of the war.
I'm no asking for compliments. All I want is a ship.
If I have a ship, I give it all to you this moment. But how can I give what I do not have? But here,
What's all this?
But, of course, Capitan, you must go back to the jail. There is still the taking of the other ship. So much against our neutrality.
Madame.
Oh, no,
Come on, then, let's get on with it.
So you pulled it off, all right?
Well, not quite according to plan.
Never mind. The result is the only thing that matters.
Yes, you're right.
Capitan, you know who it is? Rosa. It is a big day today. I have the big surprise for you. All perfect legal by the law of Esperanto. I have changed my name. Look, Annie-Louise.
Well, I don't know who told you you look like a ship. Anyway, you're not the kind of ship I'm looking for. I want a ship like the one that was taken from me. And I'm going to see that I get one, if it's the last thing I do. She's a 10,000 tonner if she's a pirate. Remember what I told you about Bonnie Prince Charlie and Flora MacDonald?
No, not the clothing. No.
If you want me to join that procession of husbands you've had, you better show a wee bit of spirit.
No.
I'll turn my back like I said I would.
You will marry with me?
I've said I would, haven't I? I wonder what they'll say when she arrives in Aberdeen.